Reggie. Do you know if your mom likes fruit?
Fruit? I can't say that I know one way or the other. I don't think I've ever seen her eat it. Why do you ask?
Well, she's always sending us all sorts of presents and things, right? It seems like every few weeks there's something in the mail from her. Treats and souvenirs and the like. I was just thinking we ought to return the favor sometime.
Yeah, she's always had a thing for giving out presents. She's been that way ever since I was a kid. She always seemed to have more fun on other people's birthdays than her own.
That's fine and everything. I just thought it would be nice to send her something for a change now and then. But I realized today that even though she's always sending us this stuff, I don't really know what kinds of things she likes, you know?
Well, I know she definitely likes giving presents to other people. She's always been hard to shop for, though. She'll usually turn down offers from other people to buy things for her.
Oh, really? Do you think she'd prefer if I didn't send her anything then? I wouldn't want to be a bother to her.
Oh, no, I doubt she'd see it as a bother. I'm sure she'd be happy to get anything in the mail from you.
Then what do you think I should send? I've been thinking about it all day and haven't had a single good idea. I'd like to get her something that I know she'll be happy with. Do you think she'd like a box of fancy chocolates?
She doesn't eat much chocolate, I'm afraid. She's been trying to watch her sugar intake these days, so it'd probably be best to steer clear of things like chocolate and candy.
I see. It's good that she's looking after her health, I guess. Maybe something more like a healthy snack food would be good then. Like a bag of assorted tree nuts or something like that.
To be honest, I'm not sure what she'd like either. I usually just send her a card for her birthday and Christmas.
That's too bad. What should I do?
Like I said before, I'm sure she'd be happy to get anything from you.
That's just because she's such a sweet old lady.
She can be pretty terrifying when she's mad, though. Don't take her lightly. Believe it or not, she used to run with a pretty tough crowd back before she met my dad.
Really? I had no idea.
Yeah, I think starting around the time she was in high school. I guess her group was what you'd call a biker gang. I've seen old pictures of her straddling a Harley and everything. They weren't into drugs or any explicitly criminal stuff, but they were still a pretty rowdy bunch, or so I hear. Not the kind of people you'd want to mess with, that's for sure. She totally changed after she met my dad, though. Now she's just a regular, unassuming businesswoman. She's mellowed out a lot with age, but I've heard she was pretty wild back in those days. Even spent a few nights in jail on more than a few occasions.
Wow. I can hardly believe it. But I guess if she had the guts to live such a crazy lifestyle, she must be a pretty cutthroat businesswoman even now. Girl bosses like her are so awesome.
I'd hope that you never end up becoming that much of a hard-headed woman, Leah.
But you know, now that I think about it, you and her are kind of similar in a way.
Really? How do you figure?
Well, you've both got really friendly and outgoing personalities. It seems like you're always hanging out with people, and you both have tons of friends.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess I've always preferred hanging out in a group rather than being on my own.
Our wedding was totally crazy, remember? You ended up inviting nearly twice as many people as I did. I was amazed that they were all able to fit in the banquet hall.
Do you think I went a little overboard? My bad. Mom and I both have never really been the shy type, I guess. It just feels natural to me to surround myself with people. It's hard for me to relax when I'm on my own.
That's really something. I like hanging out with friends as much as anyone, but I feel like I need a little time to myself now and then, too.
Even years ago, when my mom lived in Germany for a while, she still had lots of friends. She still keeps in touch with a lot of them, even though they haven't seen each other since she moved back to the US.
She lived in Germany? Did she learn the language and everything?
Yep, she did. She still uses it with her old friends, too. I've seen her talking to them on the phone. You'd think she was born there.
Wow, that's incredible. There's so many things I never knew about her.
Yeah, I guess you two have only met a handful of times, huh?
Yeah, but I'd like to get to know her better. I know her work keeps her busy, though. so we don't get too many chances to see her.
You'll have plenty more opportunities to meet her in the future, I'm sure. Now that we're married, you and her are going to be seeing more of each other sooner or later. You'll get to know her better over time. Just be patient. Things will happen as they come.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Thanks, Reggie. Well, I'd better let you get back to work. I'll talk to you later.
Sorry, Leah. I won't be able to come home tonight.
Why? Is everything okay? Did something happen at work?
I'm fine, but apparently Mom suddenly started feeling sick. I'm going to stay at her place tonight to look after her, just to make sure she's okay.
Your mom?
Yeah, she just texted me a minute ago. She says she's got a splitting headache and a wicked fever. She took some medicine, but I don't want to leave her to fend for herself. Normally, I'd count on Dad to look after her, but he's out of town this week visiting my grandparents. I just don't want her to be all alone in case she suddenly gets worse. I'm just gonna stay over at her place to make sure it doesn't get any worse. I'm sure she'll start feeling better after a good night's rest. She's probably just overworked herself, that's all. I'm always telling her not to push herself too hard, but she never seems to take me seriously.
Is she really feeling that unwell?
Yeah. It's not like she'd have any reason to lie about that. Do you have some reason not to trust her?
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to doubt her or anything. It just took me by surprise, that's all. She always seems so full of energy, it's hard to imagine her getting sick. So, you'll be coming home tomorrow, then?
Yeah, definitely. I won't need to stay more than one night. I might stay with her until tomorrow afternoon, just to make sure she's feeling better, but I'll definitely be home by dinner.
Okay, got it. Take good care of her. Tell her I said, get well soon.
Sure thing. Thanks for understanding, Leah.
I hope it's just work-related stress like you said and she hasn't come down with anything serious.
I'm sure she'll be just fine. See you tomorrow. Sorry to keep you waiting. Mom's doing much better now, so I'll be on my way home in a bit. If you haven't gotten started on dinner yet, why don't we go out to a restaurant tonight? It's been ages since the last time we went out someplace.
Are you sure she's doing better already?
Yeah, totally. She's completely bounced back. It's like she was never even sick in the first place. It must have just been a stress-induced cold or something. One night's rest and she's as good as new. Sorry if I made you worry at all. It probably sounded worse than it actually was.
Well, I'm glad to hear she's all better now. I'll be looking forward to seeing you when you get home then. Your mom's here too, so we can all have a talk about this once you get back.
What? What the heck are you talking about? Mom's right here with me, at her place.
Wow, is that so? Then who's this woman who looks and sounds exactly like her that's sitting right in front of me? Is she some kind of doppelganger? Or maybe your mom has an identical twin sister I've never heard about before?
You're kind of freaking me out now. What exactly is going on?
Your mom seems pretty confused about this whole thing, too. She told me she's been feeling fit as a fiddle lately, and never sent you any messages to the contrary. She was wondering if maybe you're the one who's been under the weather, and maybe it's been causing you to hallucinate.
Wait, is my mom actually with you right now?
She most certainly is.
What? Why? What is she doing there?
I invited her over yesterday to spend the night here. Yesterday, when you texted me saying you were going to stay at her place, I was actually in the middle of having lunch with her.
You and her were having lunch together? But you two hardly ever even see each other.
She happened to be in our neighborhood for work, so she texted me to ask if I had time to meet up for lunch. I happened to be out shopping nearby at the time myself, so I decided to take her up on her offer.
Why are you only telling me this now?
It really was quite the coincidence, don't you think? It might even be what you could call a miracle. At any rate, it was obvious from the start that you were lying about what you were getting up to yesterday.
Then why didn't you tell me yesterday that you were with her? You acted like you didn't have a problem with anything I said.
I thought I'd surprise you. Did it work?
This isn't like you're throwing me a surprise party or something. Were you trying to trick me?
I guess I better spill the beans. I've actually thought you were getting up to some sort of trouble for a while now.
What makes you say that?
Well, you've been coming home late pretty often lately. And I've noticed you're always carrying your phone with you everywhere you go, too. Even when you go into the bathroom to shower or use the toilet. And then after what happened yesterday, I was sure something fishy was going on.
What do you mean, fishy?
You've been cheating on me, haven't you?
No way! How could you even ask me that? I'd never even dream of it!
Then where exactly were you yesterday? I know you weren't at your mom's house. And you obviously weren't here at home either. Where did you spend the night? Why would you go so far as to lie about where you were staying? What were you doing that you didn't want me to know about?
I was just hanging out with some friends, that's all. They called me out for drinks and I decided I'd just crash at their place for the night. I'm sorry for lying, but I'd never cheat. Do you seriously think I'd do that to you?
Why not just be honest then? You know I don't have any problems with you spending time with your friends. Why did you lie in the first place? Sorry, but I'm not buying it. You were definitely spending the night with another woman.
If you thought that's what I was doing, why wait until today to confront me on it?
Well, I did want to say something right away at first. But your mom told me that she had some more work to take care of that evening. So we decided to leave it alone and just let you do your thing for a little while. She taxied back to her work, finished up what she had to do, and told them she'd be taking today off. Then she came straight back to our place.
Why did she do that? What difference does it make if she's there or not?
She made a promise with me yesterday after I showed her your texts. She said she'd help me get even with you. She came back to help me get ready for when you come home today.
What is get even supposed to mean? What are you two planning?
I wonder. I guess you'll just have to find out when you get here.
You're kidding me. You guys are just gonna beat the snot out of me the second I walk in the front door, aren't you? I wouldn't pass my ex-biker mom to pull something like that. There's no way I'm coming home while she's still there.
But the longer you stay out, the worse you'll be making it on yourself, you know? Don't you think it'd be best to get this over with quickly? Your mom told me that if you don't come home today, she'd go ahead and make a phone call to your office. She said she'd tell them all about how you've been cheating on me.
Wait, that's not fair. She can't do that. What does my work have to do with any of this?
Didn't you tell me that your boss got divorced not too long ago?
Yeah, so what?
The reason he and his wife split up was because she had been seeing another man behind his back, if I recall. If he found out that you were a cheater just like his wife, I doubt that'd do any good for his impression of you. I doubt he'd discriminate between men and women when it comes to that. You were aiming for a promotion this year, weren't you? You can kiss that goodbye if your boss finds out about this.
Please don't tell him anything.
Well then, you know what you have to do. I'm not asking for the impossible here. All you need to do is come home and we can sort this all out. You really don't have any other options here.
Is that really you, Leah? You're not usually this forceful. You're acting just like my mom does.
Yes, I'm still Leah. The same one I've always been. Your mom is sitting right next to me, though, so she's been giving me some advice for how to word these messages.
Then I've basically been talking to Mom this whole time.
Your mom says to stop dawdling and hurry on home ASAP. We both agreed you'll need a lot more than just a scolding before we let you off the hook for this.
Wait, seriously. What are you two going to do when I get back? What exactly do you mean by more than just a scolding?
You can look forward to finding out once you get here. See you soon.
Mom and I are on our way home now.
Glad to hear it. Your mom practically dragged you out the front door by the scruff of your neck. Where did you two end up going?
As if you don't know already. She already told you exactly where she was going to take me, didn't she?
Well, she gave me a general idea. But she didn't give me a detailed explanation, so I was hoping I could get it straight from the horse's mouth. You're the horse in this analogy, if that wasn't obvious.
She took me to the girl's house.
You mean the girl you've been cheating with?
This isn't funny, okay? Her family were there and everything. It was so embarrassing for both of us.
What, didn't you want to introduce your mom to her family?
Obviously not. She forced me to go there with her. It's not like I had any say in the matter.
She was seeing you even though she knew you were already married, right? She should have known something like this happening wasn't out of the question.
Still, bursting into her home out of the blue is taking things way too far.
She's married too, right? Her husband's parents live with them too, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm serious. This isn't funny, okay? It was like an all-out war zone in there. My mom practically burst through the front door and immediately told everyone what had been going on between us.
Oh, so she was the one who explained things then. Though I guess it makes sense why she had to bring you along too. If she had just shown up by herself and accused that woman of cheating on her husband, she would have probably looked like a crazy person.
Her husband was seriously ticked off too. He's the type of guy where even though he can stay calm and collected, you can tell just by the look on his face that he's gonna snap at any second. He started talking about how he was gonna start talking to their lawyers about filing for divorce and she burst into tears. His parents were staring daggers at me the whole time, and they started pelting me with all sorts of questions.
Wow, it sure sounds like things got out of control. I'm glad I wasn't there. Do you think they'll actually end up getting a divorce?
I don't know. All her husband said was he talked to their lawyer about it. He seemed like he was dead serious, though.
Is that so? I'll have to start seriously thinking about my own matters as well, then.
Wait, why? What are you talking about?
Isn't it obvious? I've got to figure out what my finances are going to look like over the next few weeks. I'll be looking for a new place to live, after all. Gotta make sure I know what I'll be able to afford.
A new place to live? What?
I'll probably just need a small apartment since I'll be living on my own.
Well, what's wrong with our apartment? Are you saying you're going to move out then?
Well, yeah, obviously. Why would I still live with my ex-husband after I've divorced him?
You can't possibly be serious right now.
Of course I am. Did you not think that I'd be divorcing you after all this? You can't seriously be that dumb. Your mom gave me her blessing and everything. I don't really care what you have to say about it. I actually got all my things together while you two were out. I'll be staying at my sister's place for a few weeks until I find a new apartment for myself.
You're leaving now?
Yes, sirree. I'll send you the divorce papers tomorrow morning, okay? If you don't sign them quickly enough, then you can look forward to a call from my lawyer.
Since when do you have your own lawyer?
Your mom introduced me to a friend of hers that specializes in divorce law. He's been really helpful in getting all the preliminary arrangements made.
Leah, please stop this. You've got my back firmly against the wall here.
You did this to yourself, you know.
Look, I know I made a mistake, okay?
By the way, what did you two get up to yesterday? How long have you been seeing each other? Tell me more about her. I'm curious.
We had dinner at a nice restaurant and spent the night at a hotel. We've been seeing each other for about 2 years now.
Wow, you've been keeping this from me for over 2 years?
Yeah, I have. I'm really sorry, Leah.
You're seriously trying to apologize over text?
I swear I'll apologize to your face the second I get back. I'll kiss your feet or do whatever else it takes for you to forgive me.
Forgive you? What makes you think I'd ever even think about doing that? Do you really think there's any way out of getting a divorce at this point?
I know I cheated on you, and I know that was wrong of me. But Leah, you've got to understand that I love you more than anyone else in the world. I don't care what happens to that woman one way or the other. You're the only one that matters to me.
You're a terrible liar, Reggie. You're only saying that because you know she'll never willingly leave her husband to be with you. Even if they divorce, there's no chance the two of you will end up together, right? You're basically finished either way. So you think that now that she's effectively dumped you, you can just come crawling back to me like nothing happened? Get real.
I'm not just crawling back to you because I haven't got a chance left with her. You're number one in my heart, and always have been.
Whatever you say.
I'm serious. Please believe me.
Do you really expect me to take you seriously after you just told me you'd been cheating on me for 2 years? I really owe your mom a huge thank you. I never would have been able to take things this far on my own.
My mom is such a psycho. She thinks she has the right to just go barging into other people's houses uninvited.
I know! Isn't she just so awesome?
No, she isn't. She's just a crazy old hag. Listen, Leah, can you please just think this whole thing over? The only reason you're talking about divorcing me is because my mom planted that idea in your head, right?
What? Are you saying that I didn't reach that conclusion on my own? That your mom is controlling my thoughts somehow? And if not for her, I'd be in a hurry to take you back? You've got to be joking. I'm perfectly capable of independent thought. You are such a jerk. Even if I hadn't spoken to your mom about this at all, I guarantee I'd be feeling the exact same way about you as I do right now.
I didn't mean to imply that you weren't able to think on your own. I'm sorry. But I don't want our entire marriage to be destroyed over this. I don't know what I'll do with myself if you aren't around anymore.
Wow. You seriously suck. Like, really. I'm honestly speechless.
What? Why?
You lied about cheating on me. You got chewed out by your own mom, got dragged by her to your lover's house in tears where you were further humiliated in front of her husband and his parents, only to turn around and start begging me to forgive you and let you carry on with our marriage as though nothing had happened. You're like the most pathetic loser I could possibly imagine. I know I said before that you and your mom were similar, but I take it all back. You two couldn't be any further apart.
What do you mean by that?
I can't believe that a woman that effortlessly cool could give birth to a man so hopelessly lame. Are you sure you're not adopted or something? If your mom was a man, I'd just go ahead and marry her instead. I'm ashamed that you and I ever got married in the first place. The woman Reggie had been cheating with managed to avoid her divorce by promising to cut all ties with him. I suppose her husband must have decided to give her another chance. I'm sure he had his reasons. However, my case is completely different. I decided to divorce Reggie with no hesitation whatsoever. On top of that, his mom was quick to disown him as well. She even went so far as to block his phone number and social media accounts. Their ties have been thoroughly and completely severed. On the other hand, she and I have kept in touch and become very close friends. We've met up for lunch several times since then. As for Reggie, he's been left all on his own to reflect on his actions. After losing his wife, his mother, and a good share of his savings in the divorce, he turned into quite the pathetic wimp. Most of his friends found that he had become a huge drag to hang around with, and they eventually stopped talking to him. Even though he used to have such a huge social circle, he gradually became more and more isolated. As for my own friend group, none of them have heard anything from Reggie at all lately. I don't know what he's been doing. I can only assume, going by the complete lack of news, that he hasn't got a single friend left after all.